Hello, Alpha. Why is it too late for a mashup? And hello, everybody. Here, let me things going. Oh yeah, it's live. It's alive. Alive, alive, alive for everyone. My Jesus is alive. Hey, Metal, how are you? Share on Twitter with all the twits. In Facebook, where nobody has a face. Doot, 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 doot. Oddly enough, I know that song in Navijo. What song was that again? I know you're talking about the one that I was just singing, but I can't even remember what it was. Okay, there we go. No. Hey, Raul, that was fast.
Hey, right there.
Yeah, you're here.
Oh, we got a whole crew
here.
Oh, good. Camera. I think that's good.
Alive.
Oh yeah, Rick, you were
I like that you guys are awake.
alive.
Oh, there you go.
And I, for historical reasons of my own past history, know that song in Navajo.
That's an Indian language, right?
Yes, it is. It is a people's.
Okay.
Because I went on a mission to the Navajo reservation in New Mexico.
Okay. Any reason why you might be a bit low, Metal?
Am I low?
I'm finding you low.
I couldn't tell you. Let me look. All my settings are normal.
Okay.
Am I coming through your speakers?
No, you're coming through my headphones, but
Okay. Figured I'd check.
yeah, I switched over to my thing, my headphones on thing. But For some reason, you seem a little lower than what you normally are. So who are you?
Well,
And if there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do, right?
I mean, there are things I can do.
Yeah, I mean for having your volume up, and you're at the 200% thing, and whatchamacallit, I have you at Discord,
Yeah.
and I click on your name. So, I don't know. Who are you? What are you doing tonight?
Yeah, the sorcerers, and then Oopka Loopka. Wendy Oopuluka. I think it's the name.
Oh, Wendy Koopa?
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Okay, so you're doing a good guy and a bad guy again.
Yeah, but isn't it Mario and He-Man? Is that what we're
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, but
Good.
Wendy is a bad guy and the sorceress is a good guy.
So, could be
Oh,
fun.
oh yeah, I'm just, commenting that he is doing a good guy and a bad guy again because I believe last week he did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Which again, there's no problem with it.
No,
It's just I'm commenting.
didn't he do? Well, I guess he started with Luigi, but it kind of turned into Waluigi. And Waluigi's kind of a bad guy, so
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be. I remember at first it was supposed to be Luigi and Bowser. No, 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 not Bowser. Skeletor. Sorry. Sorry. So again, well, but if it was Waluigi, it would have been bad guy and bad guy. But of course, I am doing Teela and Princess Peach, which I guess Princess Peach has a little bit more of a design than most of the princesses.
I mean,
But,
it's about the same.
yeah, well, I did Rosalina. She wasn't. Well, she's not technically a princess, I guess, but.
Her name is Princess Rosalina, so
Oh, okay. And I did what's the other princess? I did Rosalina. Did I just do only
Daisy.
Rose? No, I'm doing Daisy with what's her name? Aren't I?
I don't know if you did that or not. You said you were going to do that one off stream.
Yeah, well, I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I just was working on what's her name? Patra and Birdo combination today. I'm just gonna finish up tightening my colors on that tomorrow and making it into a video. I'm not super impressed with that one, but you know, I don't think there was a lot I could do beyond with what I did. You want to see a quick look at it?
Hmm.
You're not sure?
I don't know.
This isn't,
I
of
feel
course.
like you're going to show it to me whether I want to or not.
Oh, probably. Especially now. But there we go. Like I said, this is not the finished project.
So, what you doing now, Rick?
Well, hello, Fitzchozo. I will be momentarily doing Princess Peach combined with Teela.
Okay. One of the most obvious ones that he for some reason didn't do early on.
Well, he was saving it.
Yeah, for right near the end. I did one of the biggest ones the first week, and I was saving, well, obviously the second biggest one for the last week, and I was trying to put some not so great ones in between. So it's a thing of trying to figure, when do I want to do each one, and how many do I have to do too.
Yeah, he decided it was going to be like going to Subway, where the herbs and spices bread carries the rest of their otherwise horrible sandwich.
What? So, are you just saying all the other breads aren't good, and then
Oh, that is clearly their best bread.
Yeah.
I should say horrible, mediocre. It's not bad. It's just not great. It'll do for the price that you spend on it.
Yeah. Well, the first time I had Subway was actually in the States when I was going down to Disney World with my dad. And then a few years later, it came here, Canada. And one thing, I can't remember whether they did it this way in the States or not, but I remember when they first came to Canada, they like to cut a V type shape out of the bun from the top.
That's how they do it.
Do they still do it that way down in the States?
No. They kind of stopped doing that, but that's how they did it.
Yeah. Oh, and I found out at some point that all you had to do is say, hey, I want it cut the regular way. And as soon as I found that out, I started doing that.
I kind of miss the V shape. I'm sure they probably would still do it if you asked for it, but it's not the standard way anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm not even sure whether any of the employees would even know it. Most of them.
I'm sure the manager of each place probably knows. Employee would just be confused, like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, come on, bring your manager out. They'll know what I'm talking about.
That's if their manager is there.
Oh yeah, they might just have like a shift manager, and they might be so new they don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking, is there always two people at one? Because sometimes I could swear I've only seen some with one person in.
But by the way, this is gonna be.
Don't think I've ever seen one.
The next God of War video games you're gonna be playing as Kratos' second wife, the Norse one.
Oh, hello again, non sequitur.
I found that earlier today.
Yes, there was a state of play, and anybody who was paying attention found that out earlier today. The original creator of God of War said it was a really dumb idea, and they won't be able to sell as much as they need to, assuming that it was expensive. And these games.
I wouldn't have an issue if they made a game about Atreyu. That would make sense. That would make sense, but this is dumb.
If they did a good job of building up Trey as a character, that would be fine. But based on what they did with him in the last game, Trey sucks. That wouldn't sell very well either.
Now, what makes him a bad character? I didn't feel that way. I mean, I only watched Let's Plays of it, but I didn't feel that. What makes him a bad character?
Well, he had like no character development from like the end of the previous game. It was just him and his like odd girlfriend going on like 6-hour talking sprees and parkouring through environments that you just hit a button to instantly get through.
Okay.
But like nothing happened with his character to make him interesting. That's the problem. He's still just the kid he was at the. He's an adult physically, like he's teened, he's matured in that regard. But personality-wise, he's still the kid he was at the end of the first God of War remake or reboot.
Okay.
Okay, so I didn't even know they rebooted the God of War games.
Yeah, it was back in like 2018.
I played the first one, maybe the second one. I'm not sure. And I
The
found
original
it all
trilogy.
right.
Well, also,
Is pretty good.
I forgot what Kratos' wife's name was. I forgot. Again, she's just a minor character. You see her face
Well,
in the
she's kind of important though. It's
I know.
Laufey, mother of Loki.
Laufey. I know, Laufey. Okay, Laufey. But apparently, her sidekick in this game is going to be a talking cube voiced by Jack Quaid of all people. I'm like, what? Jack Quaid.
I don't know. I have negative interest in God of War after the original trilogy now.
It's like, do you know who Jack Quaid is, right?
Not off the top of my head.
The guy plays as Huey. The guy plays as Huey in the Boys. The guy plays as Huey in the Boys.
That does not help me. Like I've seen stuff from the Boys. I even know who Huey is, but I'd have to look up an image to even recognize the guy.
We mean
Yeah.
like he plays the main character the show starts with. So
yeah, I know that he's like the main character, but like I don't try to retain memory of this show.
Yep. He also plays the main character in a movie called Novocaine.
Yeah,
the guy feels no
Hunger Games. Okay.
Yeah, he was in Hunger Games too before that. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. My imagery of Huey's actual actor is being filled in as I'm looking at a picture of him.
It's like he also voices Superman, that awful Superman Lois show, which I don't give a damn about. I never even watched it. So, but he voices Superman Superman also.
Apparently, he was also into Across the Spider-Verse. He's been in a lot of stuff.
I know. It's like, but he's voicing the cube that's going to be the companion to Laufey. I'm like, it seems like the dumbest thing ever. It's like, why do I don't need to. No one's asking for a whole video game about this character. Whole game.
Yeah, nobody asked for it at all. That's why David Jaffe was like, "This is not going to sell." Of course, he's in criticism with the entire reboot. Not that he really has much of a say because he only like directed the first God of War and then wrote like the roadmap for the other stuff and then left. And then they ignored some of his roadmap afterwards. But he didn't like the direction they took Kratos as a character. And while David Jaffe is wrong about a lot of things, especially ever since he became a games journalist instead of a game creator, I would 100% agree with him on literally everything he said about God of War. But that makes sense because he was the original vision of God of War.
Just this sounds like the dumbest thing ever. Like if they made a game about Loki, I'm like, oh fine. Then we had a Loki game and it would have been weird. But that would at least made some sense from a story standpoint.
I mean, it would make sense to progress with it, but I think even internally they know that a game about Trey wouldn't sell that well. I think they're taking a gamble with this one. But anybody from the outside will tell you it also won't sell that well.
This will probably sell even worse than a Loki game would have sold. So
probably. I mean, at least the Loki game would have some investment in it from some parts of the audience.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Like, this would be dumb. This just looks dumb as hell as all hell. Like what? I don't get it. Like we making a game about
I don't
characters
even know
already
why we're
dead.
talking about it though. It's that dumb. It's not worth talking about.
Yeah.
That whole state of play was dumb.
Why am I getting like Evil Queen vibes from this?
I think because like Teela's outfit kind of has some of that in it if you devoid it of color.
Okay, that could answer that, I guess. Yeah, I'm getting right now. It's an Evil Queen princess vibe from Disney.
It's like the high collar. I think that was always the thing that did it in Teela's original design was the high collar.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. I guess it played into the fantasy aspect. A lot of the stuff in that world had that design, so they were kind of being consistent with it. She's got like a high collar Valkyrie corset. I think this is also why I much preferred her like 2000 redo design. It felt more like warrior princess type situation, which
Yeah. Well,
she's
she
not a
still
princess,
does,
she's a
sort
noble,
of has
but
the,
she falls into that category.
I'm looking at that right now, and she sort of does even still have that collar, but not quite.
It's not as pronounced.
It's a little different.
Like hers is just like if you flipped up the normal size of a collar. While the previous one, it's like this big regal collar that might be attached to like a queen's cape or something like that. It goes up past her nape.
Oh, I don't still understand why is there Twitter. I saw Twitter's comment on Twitter. Well, I still don't understand why is there a cube. I don't get it. Does cube have anything to do with nostalgia? I don't get it. I'm confused. There's a cube. Like I'm confused. What?
Confused about what exactly?
Is there a cube in Norse mythology? I'm confused as to why is there a cube. Why is Jack Wade watching the cube? Like, is there a cube in Norse mythology? Why is there a
Cube?
talking cube? Yes.
I don't know.
Now I don't even understand. Like, what the hell are we doing?
You might understand more once the game comes out, and if you're not gonna play the game, who cares?
I don't even have a PlayStation. Never will. So
Yeah, well, then, like I said, don't worry about it. Just go on with your life. Let it
Yeah,
not.
I don't know. I can't think of any from what I know of Norse mythology. At best, I can say that they're ripping from Marvel.
no. They're ripping off Companion Cube from Portal, but it talks.
Well, yeah, but also in the MCU, the Frost Cube, right? That was attached to the Tesseract. Laufey was the one who had it.
Oh, but that wasn't a talking cube though. That's still not the same.
No, I'm just saying that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. I can't think of anything Norse related to it at all. And I've read through the Poetic Edda. I can't think of something that shows up in there. Maybe it's in some adjacent tale that I haven't read, but it's not in the main text, which is the Poetic Edda. But they also pull from a lot of stuff, right? Like, oh my god, I'm spacing on his name.
What character?
Mimir, right?
Oh.
Mimir is an actual Norse god. There's a Norse god named Mimir. But Mimir is a puck from Celtic mythology who found his way to Norse in their version. He even talks about his past in the original game with him and Kratos. So they're like mixing a lot of stuff. There could be something tangentially that the cube could represent, but they're pulling it from some other myth and mixing them together.
Everyone is saying cube and not Tesseract. Says
Cosmic Cube.
Alpha.
But then again, the Cosmic Cube was not an Infinity Stone. It was literally just some other MacGuffin that
The
Red Skull always
Tesseract also
wanted.
doesn't come from mythology. Like the idea
I
is
know.
just it's a fourth dimensional cube. And it's in its form completely made up by Marvel, so it's like
I know. It's like Cosmic Cube. That has something. That has everything to do with Captain America, and the Red Skull always wanted this Cosmic Cube that can do anything. That's not my words.
Cosmic
That's
Cube.
what the comic said.
yeah, the Cosmic Cube was always stupid.
That's actually what the comic says. The Cosmic Cube can do anything.
Yeah.
That's literally what.
Yeah, I know. Everyone knows that. It's like the most simple knowledge of the Marvel universe. It's a MacGuffin. It was always designed to be a MacGuffin.
No.
It's more of a MacGuffin than the Infinity Stones.
I know.
It's
right?
also immune to the Infinity Stones.
Exactly. I know.
So that's why they had to make it an Infinity Stone. Oh.
That actually always made me so mad about how they handled the MCU. I'm like, this is not how the Infinity Stones work in the comics at all.
I mean, in the comics, anybody can just grab an Infinity Stone and become a god.
Oh yeah. And also, you can't. I mean, you can destroy them, but you didn't actually destroy the stone. It still exists, and they reappear eventually if you do manage to destroy one. You can't permanently destroy the Infinity
They're
Stones.
literally a part of the universe. They're literally a part of the universe.
Yeah, they're basically just like a control nodule for that aspect of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And there are plenty of things that are immune to the control of the Infinity Stones. Anything that goes higher up the cosmic ladder. There are people he couldn't just snap away.
Man, I know, but in the MCU, somehow Thanos destroyed the Infinity Stones because that reason. That's weird.
Yeah, God, the whole way they handled everything about it just makes me so mad. I'm like, that's not how they work.
That doesn't matter.
No, of course it doesn't matter. All that matters is that the general audience enjoyed it.
Mm.
I think that's also why, for me, I was like done with the MCU a lot earlier than most people were. Like, I already thought some people didn't like Endgame. Aside from like the middle portion that felt more like a couple episodes from a TV series as opposed to being involved in a movie, like when they did all the world hopping time traveling, I thought Endgame was better than Infinity War. Not a popular opinion. Most people think Infinity War is better. I was already done with it before Infinity War. Like, I thought Infinity War was awful. I thought Civil War was awful.
Civil
was
War was
only-
not that great of a film.
Yeah, I was only enjoying some of the side stuff at the time, and not even most of it.
No, I actually liked Infinity War. I thought Infinity War was better than Endgame. But
Yeah, that's the popular opinion. You're among most people.
yeah, but like Civil War, that was just kind of bland. I just kind of this was one of those movies was just like not much interesting happens in this movie.
The only
The
thing
other
I
good,
watched it.
the only thing I really liked about Civil War was the appearance of Spider-Man. But I don't
I
think
didn't
Yeah,
give it-
that's
I
the
didn't give a
only
damn.
appearance of Spider-Man I liked.
Well, I didn't give a damn. Spider-Man shows up. Okay, why does that matter? Like, in the context of this film, what does he do? Not much.
no, but it was just supposed to be his debut thing, really. And
He doesn't contribute anything to the plot. So that's the thing.
yeah, well, not every
is
character is supposed to contribute something to the plot.
Black Panther slightly more, but Black Panther significantly more actually. But
Yeah.
even then, yeah. But
Well,
even
the
then,
other
I
thing
don't
is
think they
that
did
you
hype up.
gotta wreck your mouth is
No,
wide
but
open while you draw. Oh well.
I don't think they hyped up Black Panther as much as Spider-Man though.
Well, that's because Spider-Man is the most
Alpha
popular
says
character in the
Spider-Man
Marvel
is
universe.
the most popular superhero
I know,
in the world.
but Spider-Man didn't even feel like he needed to be there. He just kind of felt shoehorned in.
Yeah, of course he was, because they wanted to introduce him so they could then do his films and all that in the MCU.
Why do you need to introduce a Spider-Man before he do his own films? They never did that before.
What do you mean? No, they've introduced other characters before they got a film.
I know,
Yeah,
no, they're talking about what's Spider-Man specifically. You never had that before Spider-Man. He's literally the Marvel's most popular character. You don't have to establish him
Well,
first.
that was because they were negotiating with Sony, who had the rights to Spider-Man the entire time.
And they still do, technically.
Yeah, but that was why he got in before. Is because they hadn't gotten around to an agreement for getting him into the MCU yet.
But why shoehorn him into
purely
that? That just felt forced. That just felt forced. Like it doesn't
Well,
make any sense.
also
narratively.
because-
Everything about Civil War was forced. Even going back to the comic,
also,
it was based
the
on.
fact that although he wasn't in this film, Spider-Man was a major part of Civil War in the comics.
Yeah, but
No,
that was the other
really.
thing is the movie's nothing like Civil War in the comics, probably to its own benefit because Civil War in the comics sucks. You wouldn't
Yes,
want
I know.
it to be the same.
But the fact that Peter revealed his whole identity to the world in
But even
Civil
then,
War
that
in the
really didn't
comics-
matter in the Civil War event itself. That mattered to Spider-Man in his own comics tie-in.
No, it
that
did matter to the actual events of Civil War because it actually changed quite a few people's opinions on it. People switched sides because of it.
yeah, and then in the middle, because of stuff happening with his family, Peter switched sides, which again then caused
And that was led to one more day. So
yeah, but that's another thing entirely. But
Like, I don't like this comic, but at least let's get the events that happened in it correct.
yeah. Alpha says he was Team Iron Man.
at first, and then they changed sides. But I
No,
don't get.
he was. I'm not sure what their Alpha was.
You were team objectively wrong? Okay. Listen, in the movie did a much better job of making you sympathetic to either side. The comics just outright makes Iron Man wrong. Like,
they
just
made Iron Man
straight up.
And also they made Miss Fantastic on his side, on Iron Man's side too, and they had him do extremely evil stuff as well.
The only way they can make him not look wrong was by like changing Captain America's personality and turning him into basically a stupid redneck to make him look like he wasn't right. But everything he did was right the entire time.
And even had Captain America beat up Punisher for some reason because it
I hate
for
Civil
no
War so
reason.
much. It is such a bad story.
Like it made
Civil
no
War
sense.
was the start of the death of Marvel, right there. Everybody tries to play stuff like a decade after it or whatever. It's like, no, it was already dying there.
And now it's like 20 years ago now. So
Alpha says, I was with Iron Man until they made Thor a cyborg. They're not curvy enough. What are not curvy enough? Posh.
Doc.
They had a version of the script that didn't have him in case things didn't work. Yeah, well, I'd believe that.
Yeah, because they didn't know until like pretty much the last minute whether they were actually going to get this thing going with Sony or not.
No, like this. But like the MCU, I don't. But like the MCU is like I don't know. I'm not even thinking about MCU right now. I'm just trying not to think about it. I'm too out of touch
I agree.
with MCU to even talk about it. That's the thing. It's one of those things where I'm so out of touch with it I can't even talk about it because I don't even know what they're doing now. I haven't been watching anything MCU related for the past 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think recently the only thing I've enjoyed remotely related to Marvel isn't even MCU. It was Sony Spider-Verse stuff. And even then, it's only that one thing. I don't even like the rest of the Spider-Verse.
Who means Spider-Verse? The movies?
Well, the Spider-Noir that happened recently is part of the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
But it's like disconnected that you don't even have to like the rest of the Spider-Verse. That's like the only thing Marvel I've enjoyed in like a decade.
The only thing Marvel I enjoy in that span of time is like Hitmonkey, and that was it.
I'll take that back. I kind of enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That was all right. I'm not going to call it good, but it wasn't bad either.
What about WandaVision? Didn't you like that a little bit?
No. I started out liking it because I liked the sitcom stuff they were doing, but then it just became the same MCU stuff they were doing at the time, and it was even worse than the stuff that came before it. So overall, no, I disliked that show.
Oh, okay.
I don't. The only thing I enjoy of Marvel in this decade of 2020s is Hitmonkey, and it's Hitmonkey, and that had nothing to do with MCU.
Oh yeah, you could just divorce that from everything too. I guess I also liked Deadpool. I liked all three of the Deadpool movies, and those you can also just divorce from everything.
I know because originally. I know because the first two Deadpools were almost completely divorcing the X-Men film timeline.
Yeah.
They didn't they didn't even make confirm whether or not what version of the X-Men it is. That was actually a joke in the movie.
Oh yeah. But you know what? It did the X-Men more justice than any of the X-Men movies did. Especially like deciding, we're just gonna make Colossus and Juggernaut entirely 3D, like CG, so that they can look the way they're supposed to look.
I know.
I love that. I love that decision. It's like, yes, just give me the characters the way they're supposed to look.
Yes.
Before you go to sleep, I need you to sweep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, what?
Posh says, is Wanda no longer good? Like she's evil now? Did you not see the second Doctor Strange movie?
No, well, I didn't.
Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, actually is what made her evil, right? So at the end of WandaVision, as awful as it is, it still kind of let her on the line of she has regrets. She could get over this. You don't know where she's going. And they were even planning on doing something else with Wanda after that. But because nobody talks to each other, everybody's fighting for everything director-wise, the Multiverse of Madness had Wanda available to them and like, we want this. We want to make her the villain. So they decided for everybody which of the options she was picking after WandaVision.
Sam Raimi had no control of that movie, by the way. I think they reshot the movie after he directed it. It was weird.
Oh, that movie is awful. Probably the worst thing I've seen from the MCU. I think it was worse than Love and Thunder.
Oh, but that's what I mean. She turned evil. What? WandaVision was before Multiverse of Madness. Posh.
Yeah, it led into it.
Yeah,
That
and
TV
of
show is weak.
course,
But yeah, I didn't watch any of those shows.
and of
Any of
course,
those shows I didn't watch. I didn't bother watching it.
and of course, that is based on the thing where she
House
rewrote
of M.
reality in House of M in the MCU.
That and also the Wanda and Vision comics they had for a little bit too. They kind of mixed those two together.
Posh says I can't remember WandaVision.
It's good. You're better off not remembering it. Like that is a
Uh,
blessing bestowed upon you. I wish I could not remember it.
I heard there was a Danny Hellstrom TV show, but that's also much like Hitmonkey was completely divorced from the MCU. Like it wasn't even set in the MCU. It was on Hulu. But I
Yeah.
hadn't watched that though. Has anyone here watched that?
Nope.
The Hellstrom
No.
show that happened like a few years ago.
And I'm not interested in watching it either.
Because why? Is Danny Hellstrom not that interesting of a character or what?
Eh.
He said there was Legion. Legion.
I did watch some of that Legion. I didn't ever finish it. Legion X-Men villain. That's also completely disconnected from MCU as well. That had nothing to do
There
with
was
MCU.
also Runaways, which was
Oh,
Cloak and
that was
Dagger.
in MCU. That was supposedly it's supposed to be in the same universe as the Netflix stuff, but it was and so was Cloak and Dagger. But those we don't talk about those Runaways that was on Hulu. That was just bad. That was awful. That Cloak and Dagger. I think I saw some of that on TV back when I had cable, and that wasn't a great. That was basically a teen drama that just had used superheroes as skin.
But you know what?
Yeah, they didn't actually do much
All
heroics
those
in it at
were
all.
fairly bad, but probably the worst Marvel TV show, in my opinion, would be Mutant X.
I don't even think I've seen that.
It was
I don't.
back.
I don't remember that.
I'm pretty sure that it was back in like the 90s or early thousands.
Oh, I was probably just a baby at that time.
Google says 2001. Oh, it was
I
just
wasn't
part of
even
the
born.
bad year. You know, like almost everything that happened in 2001 was bad. You know, from start to end.
Yeah. Well, and that's when it started. It got 3 seasons. It doesn't really. There's no. Supposed to be Marvel, based on Marvel's comic Mutant X, I believe. But really, I don't think there's any sort of connection between it and it, except for the name.
Let's look up the synopsis of Danny Hellstrom TV shows. I never watched it, so I'm gotta look up the Hellstrom TV show, and so I look up stuff about it.
I liked the first 3 episodes of Inhumans, and then I quickly stopped liking after that.
Oh yeah.
Posh says that girl has abs on abs, Raul.
Yeah,
Wait.
I'm not counting on him.
Apparently, it came out literally around the pandemic, literally 2020, but 6 years ago. But apparently, Hellstrom, they instead of being the son of the devil, they changed it to just a children of a powerful serial killer. So I was like, what?
I mean, I never liked the Son of Satan comics, but that's even dumber than the Son of Satan comics. So
So like he says, it's like the children of a powerful serial killer made deals with demons. But I'm like, instead of being the son of Satan, literally. So I'm like, what? That sounds dumb.
Alpha said the first 3 episodes of Inhumans ran in theaters. I didn't see it in theaters, but I understand why those 3 episodes ran in theaters. Those 3 episodes were good. And then it immediately tanked after that. Like, they spent all of their talent and budget on those 3 episodes, and that's it.
And he says Mutant X is not part of the MCU. Never said it was.
No, we were actually broadly talking about Marvel-related things.
Yeah. Yeah, I just mentioned it as a Marvel TV show. Technically, it's based on a Marvel property.
I'm looking up behind the scenes. I'm trying to figure out why was Hitmonkey so good. Now,
obviously, the best Marvel TV show is still The Incredible Hulk.
The original with Bill Bixby.
Yes.
I could go with that, although it's completely off from the comics.
But you know what? As a TV show, it still holds up. Like, it's a great watch.
Yeah.
Will
and it spawned 3 movies too. 3 made-for-TV movies.
Other than that, probably the '90s animated Spider-Man. That's probably second place.
No wonder. Okay, no wonder Hitmonkey was so good. There's a filmmaking duo called Will Speck and Josh Gordon. They directed the Blades of Glory in 2007, and they also did Office.
Glory, yes.
Yeah, they also did Office Christmas Party. Office Christmas Party. You ever seen that movie? No wonder
from making something as good as Blades of Glory to making something as bad as Office Christmas Party.
But the Blades of Glory guys are the folks who did Hitmonkey. No wonder it was so good. No wonder.
You just set up a really far scale of good and bad that Hitmonkey could fall in between.
Yeah, but no wonder Hitmonkey was so good. Because it was the Blades of Glory guys. So no wonder. No.
Let's see. Alpha says the Hulk TV show made generations of Hulk fans. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Posh says it's too old for me to watch. No, it's not. You can still watch it. Actually, I've got the first 3 seasons.
I did not know the Blades of Glory guys directed Hitmonkey till just now. So no wonder it was so good. So.
Okay, well, I'm definitely doing a second pass on this before I get into coloring. What do you think so far?
I got to tab back over. Trying to work on this book, Rick.
Sorry.
Well, obviously you need to fix that face, but that hand, the one that's being held out, the right hand, is way too small for that arm. But I think the problem is that arm is also just way too big for her.
Yeah.
You see, on average, no, this is not always the same for everyone, but on average, your elbow is going to basically, in resting position, swing down to about your belly button. And her elbow is swinging down almost to her crotch on that side. You need to tuck that in a bit more. But that means you also need to pull that forearm in just a little bit more, too, to match it.
Right about... thinking.
I mean, it might just also be because how low that shoulder is, but I don't think that shoulder would actually sit that low in that position.
Yeah, but her bottom of her elbow is about her belly button there.
Looking at that joint, it's going to be swinging lower than that. I'm just imagining where the actual socket joint is on your skeleton for the shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
like the bicep for sure on that, or like can't remember the name of the bone that the biceps and triceps sits on, but the upper arm there, that bone seems too long, just from where it's hanging. The forearm on the other arm also seems a little bit too long.
Yeah. I know there's a bunch of stuff off on it. Like I said, I know I got to do another pass.
Now we look at Raul's drawing. Those elbows are lined up exactly where the belly button would be.
Good.
Yeah.
And you're doing who again? Wendy
Enchantress, the
Koopa.
princess. Who is it?
Wendy Koopa.
Popka.
Wendy
Wendy
Koopa.
Koopa. And then the sorceress on the mountain, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
There's another game coming out called The Lost Wild where you have about dinosaurs.
That is, on average, true alpha. Your forearm is about as long as your head is tall. And for a lot of people, so is your foot. These three things tend to match up for most people.
Well, Raul, there is my combination with Wendy Okupa with Evil Lynn.
Wow, that actually looks
I
pretty
was
good.
scared I was doing the exact same thing. Okay, good.
Well, you're almost
Evil
inverting
Lynn.
it because, like,
Okay.
Evil Lynn and the Sorceress are kind of the opposites of each other. Pretty much in the way that, like, siblings are the opposites of each other. No, in real life, people like to do that in media. In real life, that's never the case.
I'm glad I went more human. Like, I didn't want to go the full Wendy.
Yeah. You're kind of like taking Wendy and turning it into her armor.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I like that better. Because then, like when I was beginning the concept, I just imagined like Rick's drawing, and I was like,
Mhm.
wait a minute, I don't want it to look like Rick's drawing. I want it to look like a girl.
Yeah, it's kind of like Gijinka, if you know what those are. It's
I don't know.
It's a Japanese term for like personification or anthropomorphism, but more specifically, when people do like Gijinka work, it basically like they'll take a human and then they'll design like the clothes and features and stuff on the human around the thing they're anthropomorphizing. So it'll either become like a costume or armor or something like that. Pokemon Gijinkas are like a very common one.
Me personally, I don't get why you do. I don't like making human versions of things. I just let things be the way they are. Like why like
I think there's a place for it
Like-
though, especially like if you have a world right where a creature could be like very common in the world, then it might also be common for some humans to dress like the creature, especially if their profession or whatever has something to do with it. Like if you were, say, a beast tamer in war, maybe you would make your armor kind of look like the beast that you're taming. Maybe some are made from the fallen beasts that you've tamed. Right?
That
Like,
would make
there
sense.
could be some good reasons to work it in lore-wise.
Yeah, but that would make sense. Like
Well, Gijinka tend to be more along that line of things, specifically.
But yeah, but something like something like having like those Chinese games where they have dragons, dragons shapeshift to humans and be that way by default, even though they're not trying to fool anybody.
Yeah,
Like, it
but
makes no
in
sense.
Chinese lore, dragons do that a lot. So that's
I
kind
know-
of just
I
part of
know.
their culture.
I know, but like if you're not trying to fool somebody, why even show up as a human to begin with? That doesn't make any sense from a story standpoint.
In general, it's kind of easier to talk to humans in the form of a human.
Yeah,
The-
to seem a little bit more relatable. Yes, you're not perfectly looking human, but
Well, there's also the fact of being able to fit inside buildings. A lot of these, like in their dragon form, are way too big to fit in the human. But if they are into a building, but if they come down to the form of a human, they can fit inside the buildings that humans have made for themselves.
the like with World of Darkness, for example, in that setting, the monsters that do shapeshift to humans only do so to hide in human society. They don't act. They don't, if it's not trying to fool you, they wouldn't show up as a human.
Yeah, but that's a
Like
different setting, and there's different purposes for different settings. And it's okay to prefer certain settings over others. That's just going to be your personal taste. But like every setting has its reasons for why it does things.
To scare them. There's alpha to move in places you are too big for.
Like if you could go back and forth between forms, you would take the form that is advantageous for the moment you're in.
No, yeah. Yeah. Also, I'm like, I'm like thinking of, thinking of Dragon Maids, and like, like that. Like, I still don't get that show. It's like, 'cause I don't
That's fine.
find the human. I don't find the human funny, but then I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not kidding about that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm
I
supposed to.
would not have assumed you were exaggerating. If anything, I would assume that you're being more generous than you probably feel like you should be.
It's like so many of the so many of the jokes seem like they could work if they were rearranged. Like for example, that one joke where Toru's trying to figure out who's making noise, and they start with the chick who was making noise because she was cooking, and ended with ended with the dude who's a rocker. I'm like that's kind of dumb. Like you normally reverse that.
But if you would normally reverse that, then what if people wouldn't find that funny because they're used to it?
Yeah, they're trying to go.
Is it-
I'd say the more ironic route by doing it.
I'm not
What
even going
you
to try to
would
defend the show
least
too much. I just know a lot of people find it funny. So people find things funny for different reasons, and people don't find things funny for different reasons.
Like, Drag Mace want a show where I can't tell what the main appeal of the show is. It's like is the main appeal what is the main appeal here? I don't get it.
People like the goofy characters. That's the main appeal. They like the situations the goofy characters find themselves in.
It's like is it fan service? I don't get it.
I mean, the fan service always does something for the people who like the fan service, but if I've looked at conversations from people who like it, and it does seem that they just like the goofy situations that the goofy characters find themselves in.
Let's see. Alpha says subverting expectation, the appeal of cute girls. Raul says, be right back. Phone is ringing. Okay.
Yeah, cute girls are just like an appeal all on their own for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, me personally, I just don't care. That's kind of
fine.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
not for you.
well,
No, I assume most things aren't.
yes.
A lot of things I don't care about.
Yeah, same here.
Both of these characters feel like they're staring directly into my soul. One in a positive way, one not so much. I'll let you decide which one's which.
Somehow I think mine is not in a positive way. At the moment, anyways. Hopefully we can change that by the end of...
Her two different pupil sizes are kind of making it seem like she's casting some curse or hex on me.
Mine, I take it?
Yeah. Like if this was animated, they'd be both constantly changing sizes while she's like chanting or whatever.
Is that better?
Oh yeah, I guess. Oh, real have to answer the phone. Okay, if there's any luck, Rick, I should have the talents chapter done by the time I go to sleep.
Uh,
So I can send that to you and you can look over that. Though, if anything, that's the section you probably don't have to look over the most because it's the one that's like the most similar to the last playstyle that you did. It's like the skills. Now, Rick, if you wanted to shorten that form a little bit, what you want to do is you actually want to bring the hand up higher on the hip. So that the angle becomes sharper.
Did you guys know I have a storyline plan where Tiger Man beats up lesbian dragons?
Yes, I believe you've told me this before.
Yeah, you probably have. I don't remember one way or another, but I can believe it for you.
Also, at this point, I just assume you have a storyline plan to vent out against all of the stories you particularly distaste.
Because like all.
You go a little bit lower than that, Rick. I would say like, yeah, right there, right below the crest of the hip is probably closer to where you want it.
What else do you think? Do you think I found one to vent out? For every story I just taste. Like, what else do you think?
I don't even want to think about it. I just know, like, anytime you bring up something that you have like a specific distaste for, in the back of my head, I'm just thinking he's probably already planned a story that attacks this thing.
Yes. Yeah.
You think it'd look better if I bring this, the bottom part of the arm, over like that? Or the reverse?
Oh, you mean like whether the forearm goes over the bicep or not?
Yeah, just...
Maybe just make it subtler. Like you don't even need that big of a crease necessarily. Like if you ever held your arm like that, you can have like a crease that actually just matches the angle, like goes perpendicular to it, just like a little bit.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure whether the one coming down from... I'm not sure you can see here. I just wasn't sure whether this
I
one
see the
should
other
come down
one
like
that
that, or whether... Wasn't sure which one should come past.
Well, I'm saying is neither.
Neither?
Just create the angle. Yeah, just create the angle, and then just from the angle towards the elbow, just do a tiny little like dash or two, like just a tiny crease, because that's often what your arm does when you're at that angle. Like I'm doing it with mine right now and looking, and there's not a dramatic overlap or anything.
I will say I do not have one for Ranma. I do not have because I don't hate Ranma that much. No, no, nor would it be even
I
interesting to make
assumed
a
you
hate
were more
towards it.
apathetic towards it than anything, but
Yeah, exactly. I'm apathetic. I don't. Yeah, I'm also apathetic. I just don't. I don't hate Ranma. Just whatever.
yeah, like that. Like you don't need that much of a grease right there. That's fine. You know.
But I've come up with most ideas that I can just shit on interspecies reviewers, for example.
I'm trying to do Peach's glove that
Like
comes.
yeah, 'cause she has the long white gloves.
Yeah. And it does a V type thing.
Yeah. Because it would wrinkle. If you folded a glove like that, it would kind of like wrinkle there. And then you're talking about the cut that goes into it too, at the top.
Yeah. The V would be more.
And she has some pretty long gloves though, right? Yeah, yeah, that's about the length. They go just past the elbow.
Yeah.
But also the way that hers worked classically, where they would flare out like petals at the top, which maybe you wouldn't see so much from this angle because of the way you have the top going like that. So that might be the safer way to do it.
I can bring in one of the images that I'm using. Where's Peach? Okay. Is it probably...
Yeah. You can even see how they're almost flaring like petals past her arm. Of course, Peach is also kind of a string bean. She's nowhere near as muscular as Teela is, so that might also be part of your thing.
It's also, I got this thing up here too above. Well, I guess you got the... I'm trying to load a lot of stuff in here. Maybe too much.
I know over the years, the thing that's been the most inconsistent part of Peach's design is her legs. And I guess part of that is because it's often covered by the dress. So, like, you'll have cartoons and stuff like Deke, or even sometimes some of the people doing, like, the comics and manga will give her, like, just, like, fuller legs as you would expect her to have. But then, like, sometimes in certain older Nintendo official art, it'd practically just be spaghetti coming out, especially if you compare to like how thin her calves are the few times they show out of the dress. And it's not really until they start getting into the 3D area that she starts like consistently having like fuller lady legs like you would expect to be coming out of the dress.
Yeah. Take that off. This.
But I think 3D also forced all of their designs to be more consistent than they used to be. I think it did that to a lot of people in general. It's like, well, now we actually have to make a 3D model that's going to be used for everything.
Yeah. Yeah, especially once you make the first one, you're like, save some money. Let's reuse this.
Yeah, because then you start actually just posing the model and using it for manual art and stuff like that instead of drawing things in a lot of cases. Though, at least on the 64, Nintendo was still mostly doing hand-drawn manual art. Especially you look at the beautiful pictures in the Ocarina of Time manual art. Joshua says, I know a lot about this topic for some reason. I used to draw a lot of Princess Peach, yes. In fact, I've actually had this exact conversation with one of my friend's moms because I was drawing Peach for something that we were doing. I used to run like a Mario fan club at one point locally. And she's like, why does this lady have no legs? Blaming my artistic ability. And then I show her like the reference image. I'm like, oh. It's like I'm specifically drawing it in the style from this game. I used to like religiously redraw all of the art from the game manuals from like Nintendo games and stuff growing up. Alpha says that he has the same, or the Princess Toadstool action figure, and she has the same hair as Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z, but blonde. I think I know which material that figure is referencing to. And I think it was from one of the, you would say black and white comics or like a manga from Japan, but it's not like toned or anything. It's almost like purely line art as a comic. Not the long running Super Mario Brothers comic. And it is from one of the other earlier ones.
I'll be back. I need some water.
Yeah,
You're in
good
charge,
choice,
man.
man.
Okay. So, Raul, how's your drawing coming along?
Oh yeah, it's going pretty good.
But like I still don't understand how much mileage can you get out of an entire manga series about dragon want to have sex with a little boy. I'm like I don't get it. I read a couple chapters of that. That's one of Dragon Base spinoff manga. I'm like,
And we have Joshua joking. What kind of weirdo would start a fan club for a fictional character? This is something he and I have in common.
now how much mileage you get out of that? It's weird. Like it wasn't really funny. Like,
Well, I mean, that's a really bad description of what the comic is.
No,
Especially since
there was
the
a
main
spin-off.
character is also a girl. Oh, you're talking about the spin-off. I haven't seen
spin-off.
anything about the spin-off
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. There's literally like 3 or 4 spin-off mangas Dragon made.
Yeah.
But
I
there's
only
the
know
one
the
that-
original Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maids.
Yeah, but there was a spin-off about Shota and Lukoa.
But the thing is, because they are slice of life, any slice of life story has infinite mileage for whatever you decide to do with it. Because it's literally just the things that happen in daily life.
Okay, but the premise of that one is Lukoa wants to bang Shota still, and we have kind of comedy antics about her trying to get into his pants.
Yeah, you could do that forever. And I know you could do that forever because there are entire long-running comic strips throughout American history that are just the same concept done for years, decades on end. Slice of life is one of the most popular genres because you could just do anything daily life forever.
Well, you probably read this comment already from Joshua Metal, but
I did.
Joshua says, "What kind of weirdo would start a fan club for a fictional character?" I don't know. Maybe the sort of weirdo that would make a cult about some fictional character.
Hail Raven. Yeah, we actually used to meet up at my local pizza place that I loved. It was Sam's Pizza Pasta and Subs, like every Saturday for it. And after like a couple of years, when a lot of the club members who weren't part of just like my tighter local friend group stopped showing up, we're like, well, we don't want to stop doing this, so we're just gonna make this yet another roleplay session or whatever. Because I mentioned a lot of my stories and stuff come from basically just like
Oh,
really
there's a new Rayman.
long-term. I think it's just a remake of Legends. But yeah, a lot of the stories I wrote were just like long-term roleplay stuff that I ran for a long time. So when we stopped doing like the Mario fan club, we just used that as like, oh, well, we could meet here and we could do like discussion stuff for building up the lore and story of the world while we enjoy pizza because we don't want to stop meeting up for pizza.
Joshua says, "Hail Raven."
I was that restaurant's favorite customer. Probably still am, even though it's been a couple of years since I've been there. Like, because I went every single Saturday for years. Even if I took a couple months in between going back up, they would like holler and greet and be like, "Hey, how's it been?" and stuff. Just every single time I'd walk in, I got them so much business from recommending people to that place or taking them with me their first time. They'd see me like every single town holiday, like our country day on the hill and stuff like that. I'm practically family. I guarantee you, I show up after not being there for a couple of years, they give me the same response. And that's the thing that like makes mom and pop and like the brick and mortar stores so much better though. Is that communal aspect of everybody knowing each other, and you show up and you have a conversation with the people who run the place, and you're like, "You're our favorite customer. Here's some garlic knots on the house," stuff like that. And then you try to tip them, and they're like, "No, no, 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 no. We can't let you tip us." And then you're like, "I gotta be able to tip you. You're not gonna stop me from tipping you." And those type of little conversations, almost like reverse haggling, right? Where you're like between the two of you haggling, you try to like one's pulling the price up, the other's pulling the price down. You're trying to meet halfway in between. This is like we're trying to stop you from giving us more money. It's like no, no, no. You're gonna let me give you more money.
Money.
Yeah, when you hear your family, yeah. Except like it actually feels that way. Instead of Olive Garden or whatever trying to tell you that's how it feels. It's like, no, no, no. You actually feel like family when you regularly eat at like a cell-phoned restaurant or whatever. Especially like almost everybody who works there is family to like the people who owned it. So they already give you that family vibe when you walk in. The people who owned the place knew me since I was like 8 years old. That's how you build like a long-term customer base. You treat those people good, they treat you good in return.
Yeah. For sure, New Hampshire.
It also helps that their pizza's like really good. Right, because there might be some places you know the people and they're like the food's all right, but you go there because you know them and you want to be supportive, and it's like it's not poisoning me. I'll continue to eat. But then there's places where it's like I started becoming a regular customer because your food is really, really good.
Alpha says, "Hey, Cross, treat your customers good." Don't
He
I?
does. Yeah. He'll throw in like free stickers and stuff without you even asking. And I guess a business card too, but that's kind of on you whether you consider that a collectible or not. I think that's more of like Rick just needs an excuse to get rid of them all.
That's partly it. Although I do forget to put them in sometimes. Crazy as that sounds.
Another stream, another chance to offend Alpha. Rick, you do it every time, don't you?
Sure. You keep mocking your accent? I don't even know what your accent is.
I mean, you
No,
hear him
you're from-
talk.
Yeah, I do, too. Every week. But he doesn't have a Texan accent.
I don't even know if you know what a Texan accent sounds like.
Well, I know that's not, and I know what a. Pretty sure I know what a Texan accent is.
Here's the actual big problem: is Texas such a big place with several different cultures in it that there are several things that are Texas accents that aren't inherently the same as each other. I think most people, though, when they think of a Texas accent, they think of like the historic Fort Worth accent, which many in the Dallas area would have had too, though it's not as common as it used to be. Which is like if you ever go to the state fair and you hear Big Tex and he's like, "Howdy, y'all," right? But a lot of people don't actually talk like that. I knew people who did because I grew up in a cow town. That during the time that I lived there went from being a cow town to a suburb. It went from like low thousands into I think the 50,000 range during the time that I lived there.
I mean, I plan to have Andy Ramis, as one of my characters, Captain Metal, speak like that. So,
But like people
hey,
in
Pup.
El Paso don't speak like people in Lubbock. People in Lubbock don't speak like people in DFW. People in DFW don't speak like people in San Antonio. There's a lot of different accents across Texas.
yeah, but Andy's supposed to be from Houston though. That's one of my characters supposed to be from Houston though. So,
Houston, being like a coastal city, probably has one of like the least Texas sounding accents to it.
Hey, Flit. How are you? Oh, there was something I was wanting to ask Flit. Oh, or tell Flit. Hey, Flit, did you see that I now have Canadian Shield 1 up on Amazon? With art
did not
by
know. Did not
Metal?
know.
Nice.
And we have Pilfer Pup here. He says, "Dang, late night stream. Very nice." Yes, I am here every Tuesday night, or pretty much every Tuesday night. Doing some sort of mashup. And he says, looking good, Cross. You're probably more meaning Raoul's. Mine, I guess, isn't too bad.
Cross.
I forgot to ask you, Rick. Can you resend Snowdrift? I never actually read that one. You got one.
Yeah, I can do
One in-
that. That should
Yeah,
have
'cause
been a video
Oh.
announcement. I think I might have. I'm not sure. I still have to. I want to
You
do
should
a
at least do a
couple.
short. Like all your announcements should be in short form, so it ends up in random people's feeds.
Yeah. Let me
Oh, Flint
get.
and I have had this conversation before. He's like, with so many foreigners and Californians in Texas, what even is a Texas accent anymore? I don't even know if he remembers that we had this conversation because it was, I
Okay,
believe,
I'm gonna be going
on
now.
New Year's
So, bye.
after. Okay, catch you later.
Later.
It was after the New Year's
Good
stream.
night, sir.
And Flit was very, very drunk at the start of the stream, so maybe he remembers some of the end of our late night conversation because maybe he sobered up some, but almost every time we do that stream, he never remembers like the several hour conversation we have after we get off stream. But he asked me about it too, and there are a lot of people who still have like an older Texas accent, but it is rarer, and you get more of it the further you get out from the cities. Most of the accents do get into the smaller rural areas.
There is
But if
link
you're in a
to.
city, you kind of just get TV talk.
There's the link for Amazon.com for those that want to get it here for Canadian Shield 1. Flint says, "How dare you! These lips have never touched a drop of alcohol."
Yeah, that's because he drinks it so fast. He's just waterfalling it in. It never touches his lips.
No,
No, I know he actually, I think he's told me before, he doesn't drink often at all. It's like very rare, and those occasions are like those exact streams.
Yeah, it's like New Year's or something like that.
Yeah. But, that's also why I always invite him on. It's a fun time for everyone, you know?
It's just like a couple weeks ago, I had a shot of some sort of alcohol.
Do you even know?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I think it was my Uncle Donnie brought it up for my dad's memorial on the fishing trip I went on. Although
Mhm.
technically I didn't fish, and I was there less than 24 hours.
That's about the only time I ever get anything too. It's like I'll drink a single glass of something on like a celebratory occasion or equivalent.
Yeah.
Though, oddly enough, we pretty much never drink at funerals in my family. Probably because a lot of the funerals were caused by alcohol. So it's like the one time everybody stays sober. I never don't remain sober. Like I don't even drink enough to get a buzz whenever I do have anything. But
Yeah. Does you any idea whether YouTube has anything an aversion to showing people drink or whatever?
if it picks up that they're talking about alcohol, it doesn't always block the word drink, but contextually it can kind of guess when drink means alcohol, and it will filter that.
Like visually, just word wise, what audio, or do you know?
I think it's just taking context from the chat itself. But the thing is, like, they use the same AI models that are like in large language models, so it's picking up the patterns and be like, if we think this pattern means it's talking about that, that's when it gets filtered.
Yeah, and like, do you know whether they
Yeah.
take blank the audio or just blank the video or both?
Oh, I have no clue.
Okay, well, hopefully, I just want to put this up for everybody to see.
YouTube's pretty relaxed on stuff like that compared to other places. So something might happen, but I highly doubt it. It's usually just the chat that gets filtered.
Okay, just I don't want to show the whole video, but I'll show the first little bit.
They actually care more about whether children showed up in a video, whether people are getting drunk or whatever. There's tons of videos about like people drinking and stuff all over YouTube.
Yeah, I just thought things might have changed.
Yeah, I don't think, unless you're like in a specific country that's got laws around it. Weapons, on the other hand, oh man, you get flagged for a gun or a knife being in a video like immediately, and then you have to like send in some dispute on it. It's like, no, this doesn't violate blah blah blah, and a lot of times there's like back and forth. You don't usually get that with alcohol though.
It's trying to. Oh, I think I know where I put them.
But I know a lot of the main flags are, and you can see the system in work. If you ever go to clip any section from your video, you'll notice that they do a speech-to-text transcript of every word that is said in a video. And they'll use that to kind of filter to see if they should even be blocking something or not.
Oh, but says Cross says bad words too. He's not as innocent as he seems. Raul puts up a link to something, and then Flit says, "Did I hear that right? Rick's planning on doing a fire sale stream." No.
I put a link to my Drop Zone gaming.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's a video of somebody drinking on the screen.
Yeah.
What is this?
This is a bunch of us at my dad's little memorial at the fishing trip. So here it is. I'm just going to play the first little bit.
I got a little bit of it.
Wow. Is that Fireball?
Anytime,
That's
probably.
the drink that I'm about to
You know,
take.
he's edited or
Whoa,
whatever.
dude. That looks...
I got mine already going.
Yeah.
Uncle Charlie. Abby. Graham.
Okay,
Done
guys,
it.
we're cheering my brother.
Cheers.
I
Cheers.
think
Cheers.
the last drink of alcohol that
Rick.
I had,
Saying goodbye to
Cheers,
him.
Rick. Cheers.
All the
2021.
best, and hope he has good luck there and catches fish while he's down there, and brings us good luck.
I hope he gets eaten.
Cheers.
Cheers. Not
Good
just any
cheers,
fish,
cheers.
a really big fish.
And I kind of
Please put
regret it
some ice
too.
in that thing.
That's tasty, actually.
Not bad.
Amazing. That's amazing.
There's more to it. I'll show if anybody wants to see it after the stream. I'll show the rest of the video. I just don't want to show the rest on stream.
Yeah, so they uploaded my Drop Zone episode.
Cool.
Remember before you had to go to Roku and stuff? So I'm live now. And
Yeah.
I don't know, they kind of liked it. Like, Pops liked it. They uploaded it. A whole episode. Everybody see.
Flit says Rick should do a fire sale stream on Kick. I hear that pretty much allows almost anything over there. And he says Rick inhaled that shot, didn't even wait for the toast. Yeah, I did. And Alpha says doing a Bob and Doug McKenzie impression.
Yeah, the last time I drank was like this really, really bad wine. Like I was up visiting my grandfather. Well, technically we were. No, we were visiting. This was after I had picked my mom up. And after things cooled down, we went back up there to hang out. So I think it was like at the end of 2021. Maybe it was 2022. But I think it was 2021. And it was kind of like the first time I stepped foot in his trailer since I had helped him like put it there and build it up into a house when I was 12. And it was like the first time a lot of us were all together in the same roof. So, we had like a little celebratory drink, and I had a whole styrofoam cup of what I told was all right wine. When I took a drink of it, like the smell offended my senses before I even got a taste. It was like the cheapest box wine from a store that you could possibly get. It's like, well, thinking to my grandfather, like, how do you drink this all the time?
Well,
And I haven't had anything since.
I think everybody would have heard me in that after I took my drink. I was like, yeah. Well, you wouldn't have heard it here in the back, but
Yeah.
on YouTube,
On stream.
it would have had
Yeah.
the audio.
And I'm not like somebody who's easily offended by it. Like, I don't like the taste of alcohol, but I fine wine or like a bourbon, I could put down no problem. But if something smells like cough syrup before it even hits your mouth, you're in for a bad time already. But I guess, I do come from like a very American Irish family. Most of my family are heavy drinkers, so for them, I don't even know if they taste it anymore. It's just something that goes into their body so they get drunk.
Yeah. Tim's here and he says, I just have a beer or two. Drinking is overrated.
It is.
Well, Tim, you just missed a video where I put back a shot. Yeah, I don't, as most people here know, I don't normally drink. It's really definitely not my thing. I think I did a good job on that hand. I don't think it looks too
No,
bad.
not particularly. But it's not the worst job you've done on a hand. Rick, it would actually help most of the time if you drew out the individual shapes of a hand when you're doing your, like, first pass, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm
Like
trying
drawing...
to remember to do that, but...
Yeah.
I know it was for repeating what you said in agreement. Tim's, what? What happened to you? Oh, we were toasting my dad. It was on the fishing trip a couple weeks ago at, when we were spreading some of his ashes. Raul says, I don't drink egg creams and I like to fight Nazis. I don't understand this place and I don't understand Canada.
It's a spider node. They have this running joke with something about Canada. Every episode.
Oh, I'm back now. You still alive?
Egg creams are all right. Yeah, we're still alive.
Yeah, for another 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, there we go. Actually draw that mitt first, you know? Though, well, I guess maybe in perspective, but typically the side of the hand that is on the pointer is higher up or longer in elevation than the side with the pinky. Your thumb also does not connect to the same line that your fingers do. It connects lower at the base.
I know. I know. I mean, I think everyone knows that.
Well, I'm telling
look at
Rick this as I'm watching him place his digits.
Because I know it, but I don't know it.
So a good way to draw the hand too is to kind of draw out like you kind of want to draw the center kind of like square-ish shape of the palm, and then before you draw anything else, it helps to like almost draw a skeleton. And they don't have to be like actual bones, but like lines connecting the joints. You can kind of space out first if you want the joints for each of the fingers connecting, and then know that they're going to all kind of pull towards the wrist. And then once you know how those connect, it's a lot easier to draw where the fingers are going to be, and then you can add the meat around that.
Should be.
And once you know where everything connects, fingers and stuff actually become kind of easy, except for maybe the tips. That's the part where you kind of have to remember what that shape looks like in perspective. But you can kind of get away with just different cylinders for the other parts. And then you can like detail it, fine tune it from there. But yeah, it's the last part of the digit where it's a very specific shape that you kind of have to remember what it looks like in 3D space. Luckily, I'm ambidextrous, so working on actual paper, I can just look at whichever hand I'm not drawing with and use it as a reference. This is not a blessing most people have.
Let's see. Ouch, ouch, says Tim. Then Flip puts up some sort of face. Then Tim drops a link to Melvin, I believe, saying Melvin Volume 1 is on Amazon. If you don't want a single issue, this has Melvin 0 through 4. Alpha says no, about something not everyone. Hands are super tough to draw. Yes, they are. Flit says.
Oh, I think he was talking about nope, not everyone when it came to like where the digits connect earlier.
Yeah. Flit says I'm waiting for the Melvin omnibus. To be honest, Alpha says they have a lot of rules to follow. Hard to remember them all. Tim says, must research what goes into an omnibus. A whole bunch of issues of a comic, Tim. Probably like 10 or 20.
Well, an omnibus is everything. Right, that's what omni means. So like a volume might be between 10 or 20. Typically it's like whatever you do for a story arc or a year. So for a lot of people, if you put out 12 comics a year, that volume's going to probably be like 12. But the omnibus is what you come back later and you just collect everything into one thing. If it's too big to print into one book, your omnibus might have multiple volumes, but it'll be like a box set that just contains everything.
Flit says desk mirrors are often overlooked and underrated drawing tool.
Oh yeah, they're great.
This says also being in the shape is really helpful for drawing because you can just use your own body as reference.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Another handy advantage that we have on people from a long time ago, everybody's got a camera in their pocket, right? So a lot of times, if I don't feel like doing something the hard way like I used to, I'll just take a photo reference of myself, right? Like if I don't feel like switching to the other hand, I could just take a photo reference of the hand I'm drawing with, or
When
you
did,
know, you
when
want to
did
get like a
cameras
face
become
structure
cheap?
Oh, my
down.
hands
Like
are too weak.
before smartphones existed, when did
Superheroes.
cameras become cheap?
Okay, what was
Now, there's
that?
two people talking at the same
Oh, my
time.
hands are
Three,
too weak.
actually.
They look too weak and
Okay.
frail
I said,
and weak. They don't represent superheroes. Not the superhero hand. Not the curvy hand.
okay. I said, before smartphones existed, when did cameras become cheap?
That is not a clear-cut answer because there's different types of cameras that all had a different variance of what you would consider cheap within their range. But I would say disposable cameras were probably when they became cheap because you could just
Yeah.
take those to like a 24-hour like film development place and just come back within a day. That would probably be the biggest example.
Or
You
not
can still get
I think about the
35.
80s. Was the 80s?
Or then again, there's also a lot of whatchamacallit ones too.
Yeah.
Non
Let's say probably the
35
70s.
millimeter cameras.
Yeah.
I'd say when they started
probably-
putting out a lot of non 35 millimeter
Yeah.
cameras. I think it's 35.
But like around the 70s, you had a lot of those like film development studios that were available everywhere, and yeah, a lot of those cameras were around too. So I would probably safely put it around that era.
Okay.
Alf was trying to say when they said made mirrorless digital cameras. Yeah, because digital cameras became like really expensive, or were really expensive when they first came out, and then they also became cheap too. So it really depends on what kind of camera we're talking about, like traditional film camera, digital camera. There's all kinds of different types.
So, probably not the best. The hands definitely need some work, but overall design, what do you think of my cross
The concept is there. I'll put it. The concept is there.
between Teela and Peach? Unfortunately, we didn't really get any colors in here. I could probably rush it and put some colors in, but I'm not sure I
no.
want to. You know, for
No.
in 12 minutes. And I'm probably not, maybe, probably not, but maybe I'll do a little extra stream tomorrow afternoon or something like that, coloring this. I don't know. I've got public domain / golden age character to draw tomorrow, although maybe I'll end up being able to finish this off on there because that's just a guy in a suit in green.
Yeah.
Not Teela. Teella.
From He-Man, everyone knows Teela. I mean,
Yes, but Tim spelled it Tila. Tyla.
Well, you could also get Teela out of that. He just obviously didn't know how Teela's name was spelled, but the I in that case could make an E sound.
Yeah, he says, or is it Tila spelling it the right way? Damn it, words are hard. And he says, damn it.
I mean, like, you could still get those sounds from that. He wasn't wrong in that regard. That's just not how they spelt their name.
No, this is water from a orange juice bottle.
Water has arrived.
My dad would probably sneak vodka around in a bottle like that, though. That's the type of alcoholic he is. He'd go get like, how many would you need? I think you would need 4 of the bottles he normally gets to be able to even fill the amount that would look appropriate in that jug you've got.
Yeah. Sure.
Actually, maybe even more than that. You might need 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's orange juice bottle. Rick says, Rick's doing the Trailer Park Boys thing, putting vodka in a water bottle. Sure it is, you boozer, says Tim.
Did you think, like, because my dad used to be very bright. This is where I inherited it from, but after a while of drinking nonstop, you kind of like drink all of that away. So you think some of it would residually be left over? And if you were going to hide your alcohol anywhere, you would put it in a spot that the 4'10" woman you married couldn't reach? But instead, he hides it like under the kitchen sink behind the chemicals and stuff. Like, you put it lower. It's the one place she could check. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, but maybe it's the last place she was expecting to put it, too.
Well, it might be the last place he'd expect her to look for anything, because my mom never did any of the cleaning in the house, but that she actually found it there.
This is looking good. You're probably actually done. I take it, Raul.
I'm
No, it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah. The flames are just chaotic enough to not have like a stable pattern, as you would want them to be.
It says this explains why Rick has such a hard time reading the chat. A lot of things are starting to make sense. Tim says at Flit, he is smart. He will never know when his speech gets slurry since he is Canadian.
I don't know if that has anything to do with him being Canadian and just him being Rick. I know plenty of Canadians that do not slur their speech. Actually, I know plenty of Canadians that even once they're plastered, they don't slur their speech as much as Rick does. Though, their A's and stuff started coming out when they were drunk.
Flit says Rick only drinks on stream. When the camera is off, he's Canadian Ice Newton.
It's like I'm probably not gonna have a superhero in Canada in my comics because I don't think it's not interesting to do with that country.
There's a lot of interesting stuff in Canada, but I mean, I guess for a lot of people, if you just don't want to end up doing the same city stuff you would do elsewhere, you'd probably be focused more on like Canadian wildlife. And if you're just not interested with doing stuff in that land or like that area, and you're not Canadian, then you probably just don't want to work with Canada. Like Rick, obviously, would be like the same perspective towards the United States. It's like, well, anything that you would do in the city of the United States, I could just do in a city in Canada. But he's also lives in Canada, so that's very justified.
No, but the difference is not much to pull from. Like, for example, I plan to have a superhero in Scotland and in Glasgow, but I'm like, but
there's not too much you would do in Scotland you couldn't do in Canada, unless you specifically want to deal with Scottish culture.
Exactly. That's there's more stuff to pull from in regards to culture than like Canada. I'm like,
I don't know.
so
I think Canada's got a lot of culture. I'm going to defend Rick's country for a minute here. I think Canada's got a lot of culture.
I'm tossing that idea around having an Eskimo superhero, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, well,
We
if
could
you
have
did-
a great maple syrup heist.
It's like,
well,
what?
if you did
It's
that,
like,
it would most likely be in Canada because I guess you could have it in
exactly.
Alaska, but
It could
but you
be
want to
either
know
Canada
something? That
or
would be so
what's that
far
country?
north.
Greenland.
Pardon?
You either be Canada or Greenland.
Or Alaska
Yeah, or Alaska, which is in
in the
or Alaska.
States. But
Mhm.
you do know that most Canadians live within like 100 miles of the Canada-US border. And
Yes, I know.
where I am, it's probably not much different than the weather where you are.
I mean, I live in Georgia, so
No, it's definitely probably more different than Georgia because Georgia humidity is crazy. Your weather was a lot closer to where I was in Dallas. Often when we would compare it, we would have a lot of the same weather at the same time. And I think, Rick, that is mostly because of the lake effect was making your weather very similar to how it was in Dallas.
Yeah. But okay. I'll admit Toronto probably gets a little bit more snow than where we are, here. But like today, I was outside. I walked to the laundromat in this tank top, and it was blazing down heat. I was sweating just walking. And I got shorts on. So. Yeah, I'm not sure what the temperature was today, and then I remember a couple weeks ago, me and my buddy, we walked to Gage, this place in Hamilton called Gage Park, and it was sweltering out. Again, I don't know what the temperature was, but I don't even know what the temperature was Celsius, let alone Fahrenheit.
like, what would be the issue? What would be the issue of having an Eskimo superhero set set around where the Eskimos normally live?
Yeah,
I mean, having stuff for him to do.
Yeah.
Not a lot happens up there.
Yeah.
You have to have him come down the more like normal or what like that because now a lot happens in the North Pole. I know.
Well, it wouldn't be quite the North Pole, but you're most likely looking for that in one of Canada's territories, which is either the Yukon, Northwest Territories, or none of it. And there's not a lot up there. Like, although surprisingly enough, I think their population, no, I don't think it is actually. I think Prince Edward Island, which is our smallest province, has more of a population than those territories, and those territories are spanning, like 2 or 3 of our province worth of space, and that's pretty big because most of our provinces would make up 3 or 4 of your states minimum.
Yeah, like I know in size, Texas falls like halfway in the size margin for a lot of the Canadian provinces. Like half of Canadians' provinces are bigger than Texas.
Yeah, like Alberta.
And Texas is an exceptionally large state, so like you count almost all of the smaller states, and you could fit multiple of them inside Canadian provinces.
Like BC, Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Ontario, Quebec. That's 6 of our 10 provinces are probably very
And they don't even
close
consider the territory above them that aren't even provinces.
Yeah. those 6 provinces are all probably close to probably Texas size or bigger.
Yeah. All of those fit between Texas and Alaska.
Yeah.
So
They're probably even
Canada's
bigger
a
than
pretty big.
Alaska, actually.
Yeah, my big
I think
place with
Alaska's
very little people in
bigger
it.
than almost all of your. Maybe you might have one or so. But Alaska's huge. Like
Okay.
Alaska looks even bigger because of the distortion of the map, just like a few of the Canadian provinces do. But like Alaska's huge.
The thing, yeah, Canada's a very big place with almost nothing in it. That's what I'm getting from all this.
Yeah, but there's a lot of wildlife and stuff, and like there's a lot you can do with even the less populated parts of Canada.
Yeah, but in the city parts, there is, I know our population is small. We're only about 40 million. We're only got about the population of, Texas for the whole country. But there is a lot, I'm going to be creating, several superheroes for the whole country.
I think it's better to have like horror stories in Canada than anything else.
Well, I mean, you can do a lot of those too.
Well, because there's a lot of woods, there's not a lot of people. So,
but like one of the big things about it though is because of the way the population is condensed. Like most of the people in Canada, period, are in Rick's area. Like the vast majority of the population is in that general spread across the lakes near where Rick is. Between like Ontario and Quebec are where like the most of all people in Canada are. But the cities across it are so different. There's different cultures. Like Winnipeg is a completely different culture than over by where Rick is, and so on and so forth.
Or
like you get like a lot
BC.
of interesting stuff. Yeah, Vancouver, completely different culture. And the cities look very different too. Like they have different architecture and stuff to them.
Yeah.
Like you could treat the city as a character.
Yeah, yes, I know. But the thing is, the thing is, so it would be better to do like a horror story in Canada than like any superhero related.
There's more space for a lot of horror stories. Sure. There's also a lot of space for like adventure stories too. Like if you're trying to steer away from necessarily superhero, like just people that are exploring and adventuring and stuff happens to them while they're out. Like there's a lot of stories you can tell in Canada.
Yeah, well,
same with like a lot of those same stories you can end up telling in the U.S. Like people focus so much on the cities. There's a lot of like rural and wilderness stories that could be told across the vast empty spaces in the American West. Because it turns out, aside from the fact that a lot of Canada to the north is just too cold for you to do a lot with it, as far as like people moving there, their population lines, due to rain shadow, happen to fall along the same like longitudes as us. So a lot of where there's empty space in Canada that isn't the frigid cold is also where there's a lot of empty space in the U.S. We just happen to have more space of temperate climate to work with.
Yeah, Ontario is bigger than Alaska by quite a bit.
Is it? Wow. That's probably just the way the map warps it is why it looks like it isn't.
The area, I'm looking at Wikipedia. It says area total for Alaska is 665,000 square miles. There's a few hundred in there.
Ontario, yeah, I think it's also the fact that a lot of it's archipelago, which makes it look bigger than it actually is.
Oh, one sec. Maybe it is smaller. I was looking at the.
I'm thinking the funny. I'm just thinking the funniest thing.
I was
thinking what would be the funniest fanfics ever. No,
Raul's gone. Bye, Raul.
Okay, bye, Raul.
Bye, Raul.
I'm like, Yeah, I'm like thinking. You got me thinking of slasher films because
Yeah, if you move that into square kilometers, that's 1.7 million square kilometers is Alaska.
Yeah.
because the woods is associated with slasher films because of the Friday the 13th movies. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but that's even specifically like campground woods, like a lake or whatever. Not even like the woods in general. But like even Flip brings up Wendigo is a very common monster that's associated with like the wilderness in North America.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We
Although
already
I
know.
know you're
Everyone knows
not
that.
big on probably this, but like there was Alpha Flight, which is
Sasquatch.
a whole big thing, like Canada's in Marvel, a team that they did for
Canada
Canada.
superhero team. Yeah, I know.
Sasquatch is a cool character.
But like, I was thinking, what would be the funniest fanfic to do? Is it Jason gets teleported to the world of Empowered, or would that be a funny fanfic to do?
I couldn't tell you. That doesn't sound interesting to me.
Not what? That doesn't sound why? Like why?
It just doesn't. Like it did not capture my interest when you said it.
You know what? I already assume you know what Jason or Friday the 13th is already.
Yes,
already.
and I have
Everyone
a
knows.
general sense of empowered. I just don't know why that would be interesting.
It'll be funny because Power was the superhero sex comedy where where a woman keeps getting captured because her powers is come from a suit and suit's easily torn.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I thought it'd be funny to have Jason gets teleported to that world because superheroes in that world all
If you
just
think
horny.
it's funny, then write it.
Because superheroes in that world all just horny. So like, so I'm like yeah, let's have Jason kill these superheroes in funny ways.
Alpha says, doesn't Jason just kill people who've been to Crystal Lake?
Originally, but unfortunately, that series has been literally torn to hell and back.
No, I know. He's been to New York. He just came to New York. He went to space once in the future.
He did go to space, yeah.
Jason gets a job at the DMV. Pilfer says, looking good, Cross. Thank you.
Jason has been there. Where hasn't Jason been?
Heaven.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Where hasn't Jason been at this point?
Yeah.
He has there's a bunch of Friday the 13th comics where he does stuff. Of course, Jason's he knows he's Jason. He kills people, whatever.
I think that's why Jason just isn't interesting to me because you can do anything with him now. He's a flexible character, sure, but also like I could just follow anyone else. I like the original thing where it turned out that it wasn't actually Jason. It was all a ruse. It was like a Scooby-Doo mystery, but with an actual killer.
Wait, what? Excuse me. What are we talking about?
Like the very first Friday the 13th.
Oh, the very first Friday the 13th. It was the mom. I know.
Yeah,
Pamela.
Yeah, so it was like a Scooby-Doo mystery, but with actual people dying.
Yes.
So with all that,
but then it's built that her son actually was alive in the second movie, and where he comes back wearing a trash bag mask, and then yeah, and then the third movie he gets a hockey mask and he sticks with that for the rest of the film. Rest of the films.
Yeah, Alpha's like, I thought Jason was a revenge wraith. It's like, yeah, at one point, and then at a later point, he's not anymore. That's the entire Friday the 13th franchise.
They can't make up their mind what they want him to be.
They don't want to make up their mind.
I know he's whatever. Like Jason, he's a zombie. I think he is. I'm pretty sure he is a zombie. He has stayed a zombie for a long time.
I think technically he's considered a demon now.
Hmm. It's whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they even care. He's just some vague supernatural
He's
being.
been labeled a demon since the time he came back from hell.
Mm.
Not that it matters.
Yeah. He's just some vague supernatural being that kills people.
Flick says Jason is whatever the plot needs him to be. Yeah, I can agree with that. Okay, well, it's that time again. Rich Chozo, anything you'd like to promote?
Yes, I actually do. My latest video on my channel, which I assume some of you have actually seen. But I don't expect this one to be as many views as the previous one I did. That was kind of a fluke. Or just the thumbnail was that good. So, but just watch my latest video.
Okay, well, do you have a link for it for people or not?
I mean, I assume most people just know my channel,
Okay,
the Fish Shows Corner. So,
okay, well, maybe Metal can be nice and put the link in the chat for people. As he's gonna go grab the link for his channel or his website, as I'm gonna ask him if he's got anything to promote. Metal? Do, 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 do.
I assume Metal's still here. I'm gonna look up. Yeah, he's still here apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Metal?
yeah.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to promote?
Oh, we're at that time. Sorry, I walked away to use the restroom, and then I came back with another drink.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I literally just sat back down as you said my name.
For about the fourth time.
Yeah. Let me.
I know. Also, Fitzchozo was promoting a video that he just did on his channel, and I was gonna see whether you could get that link as well.
Oh yeah, I could. Let me go grab that. I'll get his first. Get in order.
Thank you.
It'll take me a second. I did not even have YouTube up. I have the chat on my phone because of all the tabs I have up from working on this book.
And again, there is.
But I'm assuming he's talking about the big problem with Game Overs. Oh, you got it. Okay.
No, that's for mine. That's mine.
Oh, yours. Okay. Well, here.
I'm just putting that link for mine in the chat again for Canadian Shield 1 on Amazon. With your
there's
cover.
fizzes. And like normal, I will just be dropping the link to xdynamuschaos.com, where people can find everything important they need to know about X Dynamus Chaos.
So
including the rule book that I'm working on.
Cool. Were you able to actually get that the section of the rule books that you were trying to get done tonight done?
I said I will get it done before I go to bed.
Oh, okay.
Which I have the rest of my waking period. I did not make much progress on it on stream. I usually don't make much progress on it on the stream. Especially when I'm off like Googling the size of Alaska and stuff like that. So, you know.
Yeah. Okay, well, again, thanks Fitzjoseph for coming on. Thanks for Rule for coming on. Thank you, Metal, for coming on. It's great having everybody here on. Great having everybody in the chat as well here. It's been great. I will, of course, be back tomorrow night where I will be drawing up public domain / Golden Age character based on Fitzchozo's ask.
Request?
Request. And that will be Dr. Hormone.
Hormone.
Yeah, Hormone. I'm
Okay.
saying it with an accent of some sort to make it sound interesting. That's the drawing. I can tell already. Probably won't be that interesting. There's a guy in a suit that is green.
Okay.
So, and by suit, I mean a business suit. So, but
Okay. There's a guy in a green suit. It's not.
Well, I mean, suit
all
could have meant like a super suit or something. He's got to specify that it's specifically like a
green business suit.
tailored business suit. Yeah,
yeah,
a
So-
three-piece suit.
we will be here back tomorrow night. Again, thanks everybody. And we'll catch y'all later. Bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful day.